Okay, I am back again, and we are writing the handler, the action handler. So what we want to do now, remember how we're going to do this. We're going to click on that check password, and it's going to go check. And if the password has, 8 characters and 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase, and so on. So I'm just going to get you started and let you, finish it. So it shouldn't take too long, but let me do this here. So hopefully we can finish this in 15 minutes or 30 minutes or so. So I'm going to define some flags, not some flags, some counters. Caps, it's going to count my capital. Remember, you need to define, to use a variable, you need to define it first. Cap is 0, okay? So that's going to count the number of capitals. Lowercase, let me do another one here, integer, low is equal to 0, right? Those are, initial variables. We're not using them yet. By the way, I wrote it before, so I know why I need to define those. So my suggestion, if you're writing this code, try to figure out what you're going to need and then, work accordingly. Now, the other thing I need is a string variable. And you just find string, right? String, and the variable is going to be str. Okay? Going to define a variable called str. Now remember, when we were in the design phase, let me see if I can go back to the design phase. Right? The design phase here, let me figure out what variable we use. PASS1. Now, this is not a string variable. It is actually a get text variable. So that's a little bit different. So I need to convert it into a string variable. Remember, it's PASS1. Okay? So remember, it is PASS1, and we're going to use it right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is convert this. I could do this in, let me just not make things too complicated and convert it right here. So PASS1, right? Well, string is equal to dot. There is a function called getText. This is the intelligence that tells you how to use the getText. I know we didn't go over that, but your book talks about this, getText, right? And it is a method, so we'll close it. So what this is going to do, whatever I type in, the password, to check, it's going to convert it in a string, okay? Now what I need to do, I have a string. What I need to do is count. I have a string from the previous screen, from the design screen. So I need to check how many uppercase do I have. There is a function that is called isUpper. So that function actually checks for uppercase, is uppercase. It returns a true if it is, and a false if it's not. Now what I'm going to do is parse that string, 1 character at a time, and check each of them and see if it is uppercase or lowercase. So I need to know the length of the string first. So because remember, I have a function called it's called whatever the string is, that length will check the length of the string. So let me get started so that we don't lose time, because we are already at 4 minutes. for, I'm going to do a for loop, int I equal to 1, right? That's a standard for loop. I is equal to 1. I is less than, right? That string that we just, converted, so which is called str, right? We can use it now. That length is actually a method that returns you the length, right? It's a method, right? So we're going to look at, for every character in that string, right? I'm going to check and see if that character is actually an uppercase, right? So let's say I plus plus, because I have to increment I, right? Every time. So I have to increment I or j or whatever you want to use as your variable. You can use I, you could use j, right? Am I using I already? No. You can use anything you want to, because all you're doing, you're using an integer variable. Okay? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check and see if it is do I have all my string right here? Let's see. I'm missing a token, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to start an if statement. Okay, if, right, to check each character, I'm going to use character. That's a function. Character. It's a method. Is, you can go through the IntelliSense and look upper. It'll give you the syntax. Here's the syntax right here. It returns a Boolean. Upper, the string, right? It tells you exactly what you need to pass in. str is my string. Remember, I converted that. Remember, I'm looking at each point. So at each point, at each character, there is a function, char at. It gives that to you here, right? And we need an index, an integer index, and that's our I, right? Okay, so I'm parsing that string, every character in that string, and if it is a cap, if the is uppercase true, then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to increment cap plus plus. Right, increment cap. Let's see, is that, it gives me an error here. Why am I not defining caps? Right, S. Okay, so caps, we're good there. Right? Now, can you think about how you would do this for lowercase? Can you think about how you would do this for lowercase? You do the same thing, right? You could just say, okay, for I equal to, or for j is equal to 1, 2, string that length, parentheses, semicolon, j plus plus, and your comparison will be character dot is lower, L capital, case, C capital, and everything else stays the same. Okay? If you want me to write it, I'll be glad to write it. But okay, let me write it. So I'm going to do another one here just to make sure that we have this right. Okay, so now I already check one. I'm going to check the second one. Okay, so if you can, I'll just leave some for you to do. int j, you can cut and paste here, is equal to 1. J is less than, right? Is less than str.length, right? Okay. So everybody okay with this here? Full. We have a little problem here, but we'll come back and fix it. So I'm missing a, let's see, full string J. We don't have J defined, right? No, it is defined. So we'll come back. Let me just type it in, and then for J is equal to da da da. Oh, okay, I know what it is. J plus plus. Okay. Error in the parentheses. So I have a parentheses error here. Maybe I didn't close something properly. So let me look at that. So here we are okay. Integer cap 0 string get text. So that's okay. Full. So this closes here. So that's okay. Full. Oh, okay. Full parentheses, right? And J plus plus parentheses. Okay? We found it. Okay, so let's make sure J is equal to 1 to J is less than string and semicolon J is J plus plus. Why am I having a problem here? Let's look at it. Token misplaced constructor. Okay, so why do I have a bad constructor here? Do I have a parentheses that's not closed? Let me see. No, that's not it. So let's see where the constructor is. Syntax. So J is equal to 1, right? J is equal to 1. Okay. J is less than the string dot length of J. Stop. Right? And J plus plus. I don't see a problem here. Why is it telling me that I have a problem? Mismatch error, token, misplaced token. Okay, let's see. J plus plus. Okay. Why is the token misplaced? J is a string. And let me just stop the recording for a minute and figure